Welcome back to the Victorian Mixed Ultimate Championships of 2025. Simon Talbot keeping you company during this game. We're into the crossover rounds. Dragon Slayers versus Kelvin's Angels. Teams that have had a few matchups at this event in the past. Dragon Slayers got their eye towards potential World Clubs Championship qualifying later this year. Maybe Masters, maybe Open Age. Kelvin's Angels just got this tournament on their radar. We've got Dragon Slayers playing in the dark jerseys, Kelvin's Angels in the light. Of course, we're live and free all weekend on Ulti TV, thanks to Ultimate Victoria and Latrobe City Council. Chew. Looking for Lau, covered well by Do. Not really able to advance the disc here, Dragon Slayers. Their downfield coverage is quite good. Lau goes for the inside shot, looking for Seb Brown. Puts it on the ground. Josh Phillip, he's got players streaking deep. Hammerhand. Nice little 1-2 move for Kelvin's Angels, and they put the first one on the board. Story so far for both teams. So Kelvin's Angels topped their pool, knocking off Chili Chimichanga, one of the top seeds here. Knocked them off in the morning game, whereas Dragon Slayers had a slightly tougher pool. They had defending champions Half Moon to contend with. Put up a decent fight against them, but finished second in their pool. So the winner of this game progresses to the quarterfinal rounds tomorrow morning. While the second place will enter the 9-14 brackets and pool play. So we've still got blustery wintry conditions. Those of you who have been watching other games so far today will be familiar that it's sort of up and down the breeze. It's going from right to left of screen. So it's definite a downwind advantage to the left-hand side of your favourite viewing device. So we'll expect most goals to be scored to the left, but any goals scored to the right going to be valuable currency. You can see tents and flags in the background getting blown all over the place. I'd say it's probably 20 to 25k an hour winds. It's just sort of 16, 17 off the top of my head in the miles per hour. We've got the sunshine out for the afternoon games. I'd say it's temperature's mildish. Definitely early spring weather. Christina Van for Dragon Slayers puts the inside out shot out, trying to hit Alicia Ung. Jake Wilson to restart. Lee. Back to Wilson. Points, sends a long flat huck looking for Zai Lee. Catches it right on the doorstep. This could be the first upwind break. And has two options. Floats it out to a couple of them, says, here you go, raffle it off. One of you two get it. And Kelvin's Angels up 2-0. Rachel Coe there with the goal. So see that shot from Wilson, just kept it low, flat, straight. Absolute bullet. Of course, we've seen any throws out with any kind of wind or curve or any kind of loopiness, they've tended to sort of go a bit astray at sometimes. So 2-0. Good start for the Kelvin's Angels. Looking to get through. Joined here for this game, just to give his thoughts as we go, Max Halden. How are you, Max?
G'day, Simon. Very well, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, mate. Doing well. Seen some great Ultimate today. We had a we've had a couple of close games so far this morning, and now we're in the knockout rounds. We'll expect them to get even better.
Yeah, the exciting time of the day for sure.
Yeah. Of course, who are you here competing with?
I'm competing with Adley's Eshays.
Oh, yeah, not a bad day today.
Yeah, very good. Two wins and 1 loss, so we're through to the top 8 bracket tomorrow, which is very exciting.
That's good. Not sure of your opponent yet. We're still waiting for the crossover rounds here.
Exactly. Excited to see.
So shortish pull there. Dragon Slayers take the shot looking for Lau. Lau versus Philip. It's drifting away.
Yeah, tough. Good speed on the chase from both players there. Oh, his left hammerhand streams deep immediately.
Philip shooting the other way, but Seb Jordan's underneath that one. Wins position, takes it comfortably. I think both teams not pretty much up for a shootout here. Lau. It's got an option heading deep.
Speak
I think it's Alicia Ung. That's going to drift. That's going to sit. There's going to be players underneath it. Seb Jordan getting involved. Goes up early. Gets one finger on it. Kelvin Do comes down with it. He looks to shoot the other way. Buxer. Hammerhand. Philip. There we go. The shot comes up. Looking for Anthony Chi. Takes it not quite in goals. Puts it outside to Cat Buxer. And 3-0. I didn't expect this to be a shootout like this quickly, Max. I thought both teams would take a few points to sort of feel each other out.
I feel like the feeling out is happening in the air mostly at the moment. Yeah, the texture of the wind has been quite interesting today. It's certainly not extremely strong, but very variable. And so it does behoove you a little bit to try and chance your arm sometimes, just because some of those short passes, even if you're fairly certain of them out of the hand, can be caused havoc by the wind with.
We saw earlier today, Kelvin's Angels took care of Chimichanga 12-9, and then Albury Wodonga Mixed 14-9 to win their way through to this crossover round. Whereas Dragon Slayers had a pretty cruisy one this morning, up 14-8 over Cat by SCU, so the Southern Cross. I keep saying Southern Cross, but it's actually Sunshine Coast.
Sunshine, yeah.
Sunshine Coast crew down with a few locals. And then they put up a okay fight against Half Moon, the reigning champions here, the number 1 seeds. Went down 15-5 to them. And
so Dragon Slayers still looking for their first points on the board.
Yeah. On the stats here, Kelvin Do has been on 8 assists and 4 goals for Kelvin's Angels. So they'll be paying close attention to him. Knight with the disc. 10 up. A couple of nice little give goes. Christina Van getting involved. We saw her coaching in the last game, and now she's back with the boots on. Siobhan Tam puts a nice loopy throw out. Much better offense there from Dragon Slayers.
And that's very much the offensive style you'd expect to see from the Dragon Slayers. Love a little bit of give-go, changing the angle of attack, always looking to attack from behind the disc and get their own passes back. So it's good to see that they've found a bit of offensive flow there.
Of course, a good spread of goals involved, good spread of players involved in the goals and catches so far this weekend. Siobhan Tan has had two goals, 3 assists. Waywin Lim, 4 goals, 1 assist, and David Knight, as you'd expect, 5 assists so far this weekend. So
yeah, he'll be a crucial player for them.
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment we should. But it will depend on how late it is. Okay, so plan B here. Yeah. And then this game's going.
Mickael Lau signalling readiness, but Kelvin's Angels still discussing. But we'll now have the pool come up as Dragon Slayers get a chance to try and make it 2 and get their first break of the game.
So good field position on this pool. We're sort of seeing most pools going into the wind, sitting around in between the 2 brick marks. So, but they've got their zone set up. They've got quite a few players. They've got 4 players behind the disc, trying to isolate Matt Brown in the middle of the field, but Sound Yadana saw the opportunity to get plenty of yards on the swing. Hammerhand. Has a good look at the end zone. Sees Mickael Lau there covering both sides of the field. Thinks, okay, we probably should get closer before we take that shot. Phillip looking to pivot through that front row of the zone. Hammerhand. Yadana. Fakes the hammer. Brown. Phillip now right close to the sideline and the goal line. Tempted to go over the top, and the throw through the middle from Matt Brown finds Liv Hammerhand for Kelvin's Angels' 4th goal.
Yeah, looking pretty confident handling that zone there. I think Dragon Slayer's probably happy after a little bit of a huckfest at the start to slow down a little bit, but certainly didn't give Kelvin's Angels too much trouble there offensively.
And of course, thanks to Multi-Score, we've got live scores coming from all fields, coming from all angles. And so at the moment we have Cat by SCU and Wolf Mixed tied at 4 apiece. And then in the crossover game we've got happening in field 2 in the distance, Half Moon have taken half over Chile Chimichanga 8-3. So not going to be great for Chile Chimichanga. They had the pool play loss, and now they're staring down the barrel of playing in the 9th to 14th bracket. And for a team that's bound for Australian Mixed Nationals Division 1, not the best of preparations.
No, exactly. And, you know, the other factor coming up soon is qualifiers for the World Ultimate Club Championships. That'll be happening soon in Melbourne in the early October, and Chile is one of the teams that's looking to qualify in one of the 2 mixed spots that Australia has available. So, yeah, certainly not an ideal outcome for them to miss out on the top bracket. Of course, think there will be a lot of player movement. Certainly, I know that weddings are causing havoc in this particular instance with some Chile players committed to a player's wedding on the same weekend as AMUC Div 1, which might be weakening that team a little bit in terms of...
Yeah, it's definitely been we had them, obviously, second seed, given that they were runners-up last year, but a big roster turnover this year, as you said, due to outside commitments. Bove, Brian Ong looking to get it back to Knight. Knight looking deep. And you see players, as soon as Knight gets it, will just sort of streak deep, knowing what he likes to throw. Tan finds Alicia Ong, back to Bove. Wants to get it to this low side. Not much wind to speak of at the moment, so he's got plenty of throws available. Brian Ong sees Christina Van. Waywin Lim there as well. Can't get a clean shot out, so Knight playing in very close.
And a beautiful push pass there in the last second. There's a bit of contact upfield.
Some legs tangled up in the stack there.
Kelvin's Angels doing a good job of trying to clog that middle of the field, really sagging off the handlers, making some of those angles a little bit more challenging for the Dragon Slayers players to hit. But they do love throwing through those tight angles and that quick movement, and they've shown themselves able to hit extremely small gaps at the moment. So we'll see if they can continue now.
Looking to the high side of the field. No cuts obliging. Alicia Ong also looking to the high side of the field, but all the cuts are coming to the low side, the break side. Not a lot of room to work in there with their cuts, but Brian Ong puts the shot in there, but Cat Buxer read that out of the hand beautifully. I think they sort of showed their hand a bit, knowing that they want to shoot to that corner, so the Kelvin's Angels defenders were ready for that one. Wilson picks it up, shoots, looking for Rachel Coe, but Alicia Ong's got it. Gets a hand up, knocks it away. Probably the not best field position they want to end up on offense.
It does feel a little bit like a field position huck at the end there, just with so much Alicia Ong being so close to her player upfield. But this may advantage Dragon Slayers with Knight picking the disc up.
Gives them more room for their cuts and more room for more creative throwing. So they puts the shot up looking for Alicia Ong. Brian's there as well. A couple of numbers underneath it. Wilson gets up high. Dispatches that one. And again, just the rolls after the blocks. It's, don't know why you wouldn't just catch it. I've already had my rant earlier in the day, maxed about why would you just not intercept it?
We have been seeing a little bit of that at the other fields.
Yeah.
Plenty of second attempt grabs.
Yep.
I was watching the quarterfinal of Australia versus Japan in the mixed division at the World Ultimate Championships, and there's a few of those that happen. So it happens at all levels of the game.
Samuel Lee winds up the backhand. He's put plenty underneath it. That is going to land somewhere over near Loy Young Power Station. That has gone a mile. Of course, any throws going upwind, the wind's died down to a bit of a breeze, but you don't want to put sort of too much angle on it, because then the wind just pushes it up and wide. So
yeah, and as I said earlier, the variability of the wind is very high at the moment. So even with that, a general lull in the wind, there are still these big gusts that are causing havoc.
So Knight to restart play.
Maybe a disagreement about where the disc went out.
Yeah.
So it looks like the Dragon Slayers might benefit to the tune of about 20 to 30 metres here.
Okay, so that's obviously crossed the line further up. They've still got their stack very deep here. Second go by Bove. Wants the forehand shot, puts it up, looking for Brian Ong. Wilson's going to be underneath that one as well. Ong goes up high. Read that beautifully. Knew that was going to drop straight down to him. Held his position. And Dragon Slayers.
Yeah, nice grab there. And you can see Wilson identifies it in the air from Kelvin's Angels as an opportunity quite early on, but he's not able to close the gap just because the disc manages to sit perfectly for that second receiver.
Well, he got there. I think he ran right underneath it. So
yeah.
Just whether he just mistimed his jump.
Yeah.
Wrong-footed himself perhaps, but he had reacted to the throw before it had even left Bove's hand. He thought, oh, this is going up.
Yep.
We've seen them prefer to shoot to that left side of that end zone from this perspective. So 4-2 the score. We're nearly 18 minutes deep here.
Yeah, it certainly feels like, obviously a lot of the scoring happening in this, what we would probably call the downwind end zone, towards left of screen at the moment. Doesn't feel like will be a huge upwind downwind game. Definitely sense. We've already seen at least one score up in the high side end zone, but certainly making those deep throws harder, as we've seen a couple of times with floaty discs that have been either battered down or gone significantly out of bounds.
So Amanda Chu with the pull, giving them good field position. Hammer hand. All the players have hit the deck. This is a trick play, but it's way too obvious. Sure enough. Throw it to no one. I've only ever seen that work once in 20 years.
I certainly haven't seen a 5-person snake in the grass before. But it's good to know that innovation is still possible in our game.
Lim. To Lau. Yichin Tan on his own. Wants to get it up the line. Or gets it inside through the hands of Josh Phillip. Christina Van now. Wow, they've stretched out a lot, the Dragon Slayers defense, but I think that is by design. Low and flat shot, looking for the back corner. And Waywin Lim having to go full stretch, but...
Yeah, solid bid, but just manages to squeeze underneath the outstretched arms.
Solid landing there too. She's called the injury. She'll take a sub off just to... wanted to sort of winded herself there on that landing, I think.
Yeah, I would. Solid decision, I think. Now, you'd have to think if you're Kelvin's Angels, you've tried the trick play, it hasn't worked perfectly the first time, especially when you've seen a Dragon Slayer zone. Yep. Now, the transition, you're getting a second chance at it, and it looks like, at the moment at least, the Dragon Slayers, they are resetting the zone. Yep. Shame, okay. All right, pack the lying down trick play away.
Yep. Hammerhand wide to Brown. Really playing with the whole width of the field here. Phillip. It's a fairly loose zone. They're sort of happy to let them go backwards and sideways. But there's no poppers coming through the zone, so their handles are just bouncing around, trying to shoot two. I think it's Miranda Wang there's playing in the centre. They're just trying to find a clear shot to her, but nothing through, and Dragon Slayers have got the turn. Isolated the cutter. Oh, disappointing throw there from Lau.
Yeah, the sinker comes for us all.
Drew looks to quick restart, wanted to gain some distance, but well predicted by the Slayers. Hammerhand to Phillip, very deep in their own end zone. Can only throw forward from here. Hammerhand providing a little out the cut, puts the hammer up, looking for Kelvin. Lau's underneath it. Has to let it go, drift out. Wang. Brilliant swing pass heading across. Sideline urging Hammerhand to throw the hammer again, but why do it when you got a free forehand shot to sound? Yeah, enough. For Kelvin's Angels' 5th goal.
Yeah, not the worst hammer from Liv Hanrahan there. Certainly came down at a nice angle for her receiver to be in best position. Lousy applying really great pressure, but opting for the flat one to finish, I think, is definitely the more solid of the two options.
Well, I think that Dragon Slayers were predicting she'd throw another one because her entire team on the sideline was yelling, "Throw another one, Liv." She looked up and thought, I could throw another one, or I could just throw a goal.
certainly a likely indication.
And Hammerhand's way too competitive to not just put a score on the board rather than show off.
Yeah, it's giving a shame on you if you fool me once kind of vibe, for sure. For sure.
So we saw I think we saw a great hammer shot from Hammerhand at the under-24 World Championships. That the little birdie told me later that her coach said, don't do that again. But I wonder why, because she's so consistent with it. That why wouldn't you just get her to unleash?
Certainly, if you watched any of the Australian Ultimate Championships in the single-gender divisions this year and watched Ellipsis play, they were very hammer happy, lots of overheads, really going for ambitious looks across the field, sometimes to great success. So definitely Liv's emerging from that milieu.
Big layout bid from Sam Lee there. Brian Ung wants to get going after he lost defense, but rushes the throw, and Kelvin's Angels have it halfway to goal. Lee getting on the guts again. About 22 from goal, looking at the sideline, wants to reset to Wilson. Wilson having to go full stretch. Brian Ung, he's put it out, but he's put it out to the advantage of Sam Jordan, who's had Lee on his tail the whole time. And the pressure there forces the turn, the Phantom D.
Yeah, Lee spending more time on the ground than upright at this point.
G to Brown. Having a long look upfield. Heads backwards to the free player. G doing a bit of work, but not on his tail. Wilson to Buxer. Buxer stumbling on the catch, but finding her feet. Brown has a long shot, looking for Rachel Coe, who has caught Christina Van. Not paying attention to where she's going. And the shot straight down to the middle of the field. I'm liking shots that go to the middle of the end zone rather than trying to throw straight down the line.
Yeah, and the texture is coming sort of away in that direction. So they're holding up quite nicely if you can get them the shape to come out of the hand right. Some high octane play there from Lee on Kelvin's Angels.
Yeah.
On both ends of the disc.
So it happened off the screen, but Christina Van just sort of was looking too much at the disc, and Rachel Coe just started drifting deep and just wasn't followed. And it just meant that Brown could just go, all right, well, let's take that option. Coe's second goal there for the game. So 6-2 the score now. And of course, when games get to 80 minutes here, Max, typically you'd expect AB1 play to the highest score, but here at this tournament, that only happens if the margin is 2 or less. So, for example, 11-9 means you go to 12, 11-8 means game over. So, given how even the teams are here across the field, and we're basically into knockouts already, it's a difficult tournament to win.
Yeah, very hard. 22 teams, challenge for sure.
Too much beyond Tan, but Chu cleans it up. Tan, Beauvais sends the backhand out. He's put that very low, and that is well dragged in.
Beautiful.
Amanda Tan picking that one up off her laces.
Yeah, really nice. And we saw a turnover in that corner with a pass that was just slightly too far for the receiver before. So that one was very close, but a nice adjustment to make sure that it found its intended target.
Good heads-up play for Chu. She recognised pretty quickly that that was going to drift over Siobhan Tan, so got herself in place. And so, Kel. So, it's all well and good for Dragon Slayers to put some goals on the board, but they want to get this margin down. So, I think they need to get a break. You know, if not now, then probably the next D point.
Yeah, and this is definitely the opportunity. As we said, definitely I'd say the easiest scoring end zone is probably the one the Dragon Slayers are in at the moment. The opposite of that one. So they're playing towards the one that. So this is probably your opportunity to apply a little bit more pressure.
Yeah. 6-3, the most dangerous score in Ultimate, is it?
It's a multiple of the most dangerous score in Ultimate, I believe.
I think I've heard that said about most scores.
Yep.
That's 7-3, most dangerous score.
Well, anyone who's heard me commentate before will know there's a few lines that I really like. One is 8-5 as being the most dangerous score in an Ultimate.
Yep.
The other is that midpoint timeouts end in a turnover 80% of the time.
I'm with you. I reckon it's more, but I'm completely with you on that.
Yeah. Being generous.
Dragon Slayer with its own containing Kelvin's Agents to the middle of the field. I think they'll sort of play around with a few small ball before putting something over the top, I reckon. Philip to Chi. Wilson demanding the disc there. Dragon Slayers are sort of switching up their zone shape a little bit depending on who's got the disc. They know that Wilson's the dangerous thrower, so they're trying to avoid an easy reset to him. Philip puts it wide to Buxer. Buxer's got a couple deep, but they've got 2 deeps in this zone. Alicia Ung and David Knight playing wide. Hammerhand keeps that in bounds. Puts the big shot up, looking for Zaire Lee, and that's going to drift too far. Put a bit too much gas on that one.
Yeah, tough one. We talked about how those flicks on that side throwing upfield kind of hold really nicely, but the backhand's now very easy for them to catch the wind and drift, as we saw with that one out of Hanrahan's hands.
So David Knight, I reckon they might be setting up a bit of a deep cut here, given where their stack is set up. No one guarding Van. Gets the easy under. Knight. Tan. Throws that straight into Hammerhand's lap. And she's done that, the double turn. Knight's picked it up. He's got Kelvin Chu was deep. One out with Josh Phillip. And Chu's been around the block long enough to go, nah, I'm not winning that one. Don't throw it to me. David Knight getting low to pick it up off the ground. He's put the shot up, this time looking for Alicia Ung.
Oh!
Doffed her on the shoulder. Hard to read that one with the wind bobbing all over the place. Phillip puts it long. Wilson meets it early. And he's put that out to the advantage of Chi. Chi's got no one with him though. Don't call it. Do not call it, Chi. Just throw it. There you go. Safe option. Gets a little 1-2. That's a goal. I was worried he was about to do the old T.
Yeah, with no one.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Not worth it. Not worth it. No. But geez, Dragon Slayers really had the opportunity there to convert the break, but just couldn't quite get it with that unorthodox sort of shape and that throw to Alicia Ung in the end zone. I do really like the Dragon Slayers zone. I think, you know, as you said, it does look a little bit different depending on who the handlers are and which direction they're moving in, depending on the wind. You saw there the Kelvin's Angels didn't really utilise the width in the way they probably needed to, moving it up the field. When they did, that's when they looked most dangerous.
Yeah. But the Dragon Slayer zone forces them to play through the middle, and so they've got to go. Like, the way to defeat that is to go backwards to go around. You've got to be willing to lose about 8 to 10 metres though to effectively get around that forced middle, and just whether they've got the patience to do that.
Totally, and it's a bit of a risk reward situation as well when we're talking about this wind that's a little bit more unusual. Throwing it backwards can also, you just have that second thought as a handler that you don't want to be losing meters, because if there is a cheap turnover, then suddenly you've given Dragon Slayers a really excellent position, as opposed to trying to force it up through a middle pass that might gain you 10 meters even if you don't complete the pass.
So scoring's happening at a pretty breakneck pace, all things considered. We're 10 goals in at 31 minutes. And, sort of one goal every 3 minutes. That's the type of pace you see at the National Championship level.
Yeah, the clip has definitely increased.
Van got it halfway. Stack's very close to her. She'll have to hit the break side. Finds Bove. Continues to Brian Ung. Looks to wind up the backhand, but Kelvin's Angels zone set. Amanda Chu. Fakes heads back that way. Bove to Nam. And again, a little bit of shape on that one, forcing Brian Ung to get low for it. And Dragon Slayers get a nice little up. I wouldn't call it an upwinder, I'd call it an up-breezer.
Up-breezer.
Yep.
Yeah.
To go 7-4. And I think I can just sort of feel a bit of energy among the Dragon Slayers lift a bit. They realise that they have to go now. They've got to try and put a break in before Kelvin's Angels get to half. So
yeah, and I think it generally behooves the Dragon Slayers to play a more upbeat, faster style. You saw it there, the receiver, once they saw that there was no ability to continue the flow, they moved it to the break side, and then bang, 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 it's all done pretty quickly. And the Dragon Slayers tend to look best when they are playing in that style.
Yep. So I think we'll see them go with this zone defense again. It's done well to cut down the Angels' long game. As you can see, we've got Wilson, we've got Phillip, we've got Buxar, we've got Miranda Wang out there, Ellen Ho getting on, so Sam Lee, Anthony Chi. So I think there'll be, I can see, might be a bit of small ball action here from some of the lads before they can get a clear shot out to probably Wang will be the target here, I think. But they'll probably try and work it to maybe at least the brick mark. They'll shoot earlier than normal, I think, is the end of that thought.
And very likely, I would say, given what we've seen so far in the game.
See, teams generally wait till they get about halfway before they take that long shot, but I think one will happen earlier to defeat this zone. The receivers are all very deep at the moment, leaving our disc movers with not much to go forward to. There we go. There's the outlet pass to Wang, but was walking backwards and had to lean forwards and off balance. So Seb Jordan looks high side. No one's cutting there. Knight playing in very close, and Wilson gets a hand block. Jordan says straight away that's a foul. Wilson's going.
And the body language is certainly it's giving. No, I disagree with you.
Yeah, it's like he. Yeah, see, what Wilson's contending is like you were throwing that. That's not a strip. You were absolutely throwing that. So in the act of throwing, but
yeah,
McCall's retracted. And look, knowing Jack Wilson, he's not the type of player to try and sort of win arguments. He's a very sort of fair player, and let's see. There we go. Puts the long shot up. Looking for Josh Phillip. Phillip reels that one in. He's got Chi 1 on 2. Chi just puts the brakes on, and Kelvin's Angels take half.
And Wilson with a bit of an individual effort just to make up for that unforced error there, and yeah, beautiful to see.
As I was saying, I think there's some players I've seen who I reckon I've seen them put an argument up in a foul call maybe 3 times ever. And I think that's the most aggressive I've ever seen Jack Wilson on the field. Just a nod of the head. Sorry, shake of the head. So see it again.
Yeah, it's
pretty clean.
Very clearly out of the hands. And it's so hard in that instant to, as a player, to know exactly where it is. So it's great that upon reflection, a Dragon Slayers player could.
And it's completely fine just to make the call, just to stop the player and go, hang on, just give me a second to replay it in my mind. And it's completely fine to just retract the call. But so you have a look at that terrific upwind shot. And watch, he sort of guns up the line, then there's loud bites on that. He just puts the brakes on. Nice, easy throw. So Kelvin's Angels take a 4-goal lead into the half break. We're also going to take a break. We'll be back to the second half shortly.
For me, coming to Latrobe City is
about coming together.
It's all about
contrast.
It's nature, national parks.
It's the region's history.
A place where stories
and landscapes
collide.
It's completely unique.
Change is happening all around you.
You can really see that.
It's a place where
you'll come away thinking,
I tried something new.
Wow, that was something.
I would never have expected that.
I discovered something different. Latrobe City. It's where
it all comes together.
What is spirit of the game?
It's knowing the rules and when they apply.
It's avoiding body contact wherever possible.
It's keeping a positive attitude and enjoying the sport.
It's being fair-minded even when the game is on the line.
It's communicating respectfully with your opponent.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Ulti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Okay, great.
All right, second half about to get underway here of the crossover rounds at the 2025 Victorian Mixed Ultimate Championships. Coming to you live and free on Ulti TV, thanks to Ultimate Victoria and Latrobe City Council. We're at Traralgon West, about 2 hours east of Melbourne in Gippsland. And Simon Talbot here, Max Holden's joining me for this game.
Hello, everyone watching.
We're having a chat at half-time. We think the pace of this game's going to pick up a little bit. And there we go. There's the shot. Kelvin looking for the lead, but it's gone straight over him. I think he just ran thinking he'd get that early and think, oh, maybe I'll milk this. And then, but there we go, first turn. Knight, he's picked it up. He's got it in play. Everyone's quite a way away from him, so he's going to have to shoot. He's found Mickael there on the break side. Again, Carter's heading away from him. Resets to Knight. Wilson running through, getting the block there. I think they'll just set up too deep, Max.
Yeah, just way too far away in the end, especially with losing meters to Knight for that throw.
Yeah, it just meant the defenders just needed to cover cuts going to the disc because they knew much wasn't going to go away. Good throw by Lee. Finds Buck, so heads wide, looking for Rachel. Go, it's gone. Just out of reach for her.
Yeah, puts her hand up like she's asking a question, and that question is, why is that disc over my head?
Why is it blocking the sun?
Exactly. Yeah, tough one. Like I said, this wind is just, it's not very strong, but it is unpredictable. And it just causes enough questions to make it very hard as a receiver to know what to do sometimes.
Yeah. Bucks has gone out to make a play on that. It's gone through everyone, but Yuchi and Tan's collected it up. Amanda Chu. Shapes have lined the backhand up, but not much heading away for her. Lau puts it over the top to Knight, who's found some space. He's got two players heading away from him. He puts it in the lap of Wei Win Lam for another goal. And so 8-5. What do we say about dangerous scores?
Some say the most dangerous scoreline in Ultimate.
Yeah.
That's Evan Lepler would be probably the coiner of that particular phrase. But okay. I have to say, I mean, that's the second time Dragon Slayers have managed to find an unintended receiver in the stack or sort of moving through the middle of the field. I do think it is one of the advantages of being a team that plays a lot of small ball, a lot of give-go, and is looking for sort of different angles and different changes, is that you do get that level of awareness from receivers and players who are in the stack who know that they may be called upon at short notice to receive a disc.
Once you get to a certain level of play where you've got a wide variety of throwers and who can do sort of all shapes and distances, that it's no longer up to you to decide if you're open. It's up to the thrower.
That's right.
You may get thrown to, even if you think you're not going to.
Exactly, and I think that that awareness is serving them well at the moment as they've picked up scraps and passes for unintended receivers now a couple of times to keep them in it.
So hand up waiting for the pull. The Kelvin zone just took a moment there just to work out the correct gender ratio.
Yeah, we've seen this a bit now of Dragon Slayers looking to maybe push the pace of the game a little bit.
Yep.
Kelvin's Angels not playing ball on that front just yet. As we get the hand and the pull goes up from the Slayers.
Get some good field position here with a bit of a roll. Almost to the brick mark. Brown wants to get the disc out of his hands. But good defense around the mark. Peter Nam there on the mark. Doing a great job shutting down options. Chi. Has a good long look at the backhand options. He's throwing that straight to the lap away with Lamb, but Brown catches the rebound, and watch them attack now. Hammer hand to Lee, to Sealy, who has to go 1-2. Doesn't get on the second one. Bobette, he's got Brown, he's got double coverage. They've got a free player somewhere. Lamb. Oh, just holds onto that one a little too long. Uncharacteristic error. And Brown does the same. This is just a weird sort of flex on each other kind of thing. I'll throw away one, you throw away one.
And we've seen it with the hucking and the quick movement. Everyone, everything you can do, I can do better.
Jordan puts the shot out for Tam. It gets underneath the wings. I think at one point someone said to ZE, hey, can you block that for us?
Anyone going to go for that one? Or
Hammerhand. Not a lot of movement happening behind the Dragon Slayer zone at the moment, so they're bouncing around the handlers. This time Anthony Chi. He's got, I think that's Gemma Sealy heading deep, but that's well covered at the moment, so very spread out the offense. Hammerhand has a look for the swing, puts the shot over the top. Two options there. Anthony Chi finds Gemma Sealy all on her own. And there we go. I finally find her. She was hiding out there on the wing. She was holding her position. Sometimes it's tempting to creep in because you're not getting thrown to. And what that happens is that means the deep can collapse in as well, Max.
Yeah, and we've seen again and again with the Dragon Slayer's defense, it tends to be more compressed around that handler space, which means that you definitely have a bit more space behind. We saw that with the classic, what's becoming an iconic Hanrahan hammer, finding a lot of space behind the disc just due to that compression of the players up front of the Dragon Slayer zone. Now, Simon, do you know the origins of the word Traralgon? Traralgon?
No.
Well, interesting. We were looking up because it has sort of a bit of an indigenous sound, but it also could be, like Trafalgar or other words. So we looked it up. Unknown. There are about 5 spellings of Traralgon. All were written, in various print forms between about 1860 and 1900. There's TARRA, there's TRA, there's TRARA, there's everything in between. But they think it may have been because it's the local word for, the indigenous word for little fish. But there is no word like that in most...
I was just going to say, there's no waterways to speak of.
Apparently there's a small creek,
which
is the Traralgon Creek, which is what got its name in the first instance.
There you go.
So yeah, a mystery yet to be solved.
Thank you for the etymology lesson.
Nice block.
Heads up block there from Kelvin Do. Philip to Ko to Buxer. Caught on the sideline. Very compressed offense here. Very good effort by Dragon Slayers to clog up that throwing lane, but it exposes you on those break side. Sam Lee. Kelvin Do wants to head to the backhand side. Couple of cuts heading that way. Philip doubles back. This time with a better look at that top side. Sam Lee getting open. Puts the throw out. There's Rachel Coe scoring again.
Yeah, and with the exception of that slightly wayward pass from Philip, that's the kind of offense that a team like Kelvin's Angels is capable of. We certainly haven't seen as much of it, certainly because they've often been facing a zone, which has meant that match style has not been something they've been able to showcase, but that's really just beautiful handler resets, finding nice movement, and then that one break pass opening up a whole channel for scoring.
And I think they're definitely foxing a little bit. They're not a team that's going to go out and beat a team like, let's go for it and win 15-3. They'll sort of play out the game, but then when they realise margin is getting to whatever, they sort of go, all right, let's lift a bit.
You don't think their A game was lying down in the middle of the field for an offensive play before?
Well, that's why I want to get back to that. I said we've only seen a glimpse of it. Just hitting the deck. But I think, if we, I was commentating the Australian Ultimate Championships earlier this year, Max, and I sort of went bold with the call that once the margin's out to 5, wrap it up. Like we're done. But I think it's a lot more volatile at the state championship level. The games can turn on a dime. We saw it in the last round that Monash Uni were up I think 4 goals over Southern Hills. And then they went 5 in a row to steal the lead and the game.
Yes, I mean, I've certainly been coaching in a World Championship match where I've been up 7 points and lost. So it does happen, but yeah, it's a rarity. And if you're on the wrong side of it, it's probably one of the worst feelings in the world. So
yeah. So that's emphatic stall canning there from Matt Brown, just letting his teammates know where he got it up to. Oh, tricky throw through the middle for Chi. Wilson now put the line throw out, looking for Anthony Chi. Lands right in his lap, perfectly weighted throw, heading downwind, and the margin now out to 6. Kelvin's Angels up 11-5.
Yeah, such a nice throw from Jake Wilson. He knows he's got a speedy receiver coming from a difficult position for a defender to stop, and he puts it in exactly the right amount of space.
Of course, we've got Ulti-Score powering this tournament. We've got live score updates happening on all games at the moment. You can search Ultimate Victoria Ulti-Score, and I know a few of you are doing it because I think the SEO, the search engine optimization, is when you're looking for it. VMUC is the first event that pops up, so good to see that people are following along at home. So quick round the ground score check. So Half Moon have dispatched Chile Chimichanga 15-4, so are through to the quarterfinals. Southern Hills Summit are up over Yappy Burrows 8-4, so they could be stealing their way through a quarterfinal as well. Monash Uninats in the bottom bracket, up 8-3 over Ballarat, and also in the bottom bracket, close match this one, the Cat by SCU up 9-7 over Albury-Wodonga.
Very interesting. So starting to coalesce around some finalists and some finals matchups for tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got some staggered start times, so I think Cat by SCU, I think that's time cap for them, so that'll be coming to a close soon. But in the meantime, we're not even an hour into this one. We've had 16 goals scored. And Kelvin's Angels only need 4 more to close out a top 8 berth for tomorrow. Brian Ung, Etienne Beauvais. Really wants that backhand. Gets it across the field. And a pick call. Lots of cuts were heading across the field at the same time, so that felt somewhat inevitable that players had to pull up to avoid a collision.
Just an unforced error there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just not quite enough spin on that one to keep it in the air. Kelvin Doo sends that wide and high. Gemma Sealy's underneath it. Had to react and finally worked out where the disc is, but got a hand to it.
Seemed like a bit of a surprise that it had landed in her hands, to be honest.
But winding up, he's got Siobhan Tan heading deep and Peter Nam heading deep, but probably a little too far away for that shot to happen now. They probably want to move it another 10 metres or so. That wide shot's gone. Peter Nam reels it in, though. Maintains possession for the Dragon Slayers. Lau shapes to the backhand, keeps it on this low side to Boviat, who goes cross looking for Ryan Ung, but Sam Lee, with one of the more pedestrian layout blocks I've seen, seemed quite disinterested.
It might be the sunglasses.
Kelvin Doo again winds up that backhand looking for Sound Yadnar, and look, never get both of those long ones, but I think Doo put about 10% too much on that throw.
Yeah, I'm more of a sometimes give up kind of guy myself.
Lau. Dragon Slayer shooting downwind, so really trying to stretch out the defense, but good landing there from Bovat. The Dragon Slayers kept their stack close to the disc to open up lots of territory out the back for those long shots, and Brian Ung having to get up for that one, but couldn't get up quite enough.
Yes.
Throwers coming with a fair bit of pace, and stall out called. Did have that for a while.
Did seem like that.
Yeah. So, but I think this is a turn anyway. So yeah, Philip retracting the call given it was a turnover anyway, so it just means that possession will just go to Kelvin's Angels where the disc is now rather than back where the throw was. So
It will give the Dragon Slayers time to set up this zone defense, which you've been seeing.
Great read of that play by Ong, but bounces into the hands of Lewis Lai.
Well done by Lewis Lai to keep his eyes on the disc all the way through that. So close from Alicia Ong.
Winding up the back end. He's taken a couple of shots from that side that haven't quite landed, so he's probably wants to work closer to the end zone first. Phillip finds Lee. Was actually probably the Bucks, but now she's got it. Phillip getting busy. Lai finding space, trusting his throwers. Puts it up over to Lee, who's in a paddock on his own. Dragon Slayer's zone having to do a lot of work to get across. Phillip finding the gap. He's got 2 on the high side. He doesn't want to shoot there yet, but loopy backhand throw to Sealy. To Phillip. Close to score now. Let's not get too creative, boys. There we go. They find Sealy to get their second goal on the board. I think a bit more direct movement there from the Kelvin's Angels crew to get into the wind and get the score up to 12.
Yeah, Phillip doing really well to sort of get every second disc there, while also driving his defenders across the field to open up space for others too. So moving so quickly off the mark every time really puts the defense on the back foot and just gave the opportunity really for him to open up space either with his throws or with his positioning. And yeah, really just nice passage of play from Kelvin's Angels there once they reeled in some of those more wayward hucks. It's definitely there's a better style, I think, for them, and they may have actually benefited from Dragon Slayers setting up that zone defense in that instance.
Yeah. Well, I think that we've seen the pace of the play when it's in match. I think Dragon Slayers recognise that just across the board, head-to-head, they probably can't really keep up with Kelvin's Angels effectively, and they're really relying on mistakes to get turns, whereas the zone at least keeps them in it, at least, to, again, trying to force errors more so than just get clean blocks, but they've got a much better shot at it.
I agree, and we certainly saw Alicia Ong very close to a block there. Very unlucky, but a great heads-up play to keep it alive.
Hammerhand pulling Van tonight, just shy of the brick mark. Lim. Jordan having 2 goes at it. Doesn't maintain possession through the ground contact. So Wilson picks it up, wants to get going. Brown's at the back pointing, but that's not really a cut. Chi. Out of the reach of Miranda Wang. Dragon Slayers not wanting to move it quickly, but he's got cutters moving past him, which is not what you want. Goes the no-look cross-field forehand flick.
Do no-looks count if you've got sunglasses on anyway?
That's true. That's actually very good point. I've never considered that. Clean block there. Hammerhand to Wilson. He's got Koa shot, shoots that across the field. Again, another perfectly weighted flick. Oh, and she's just waited too long for that one. Need to go and meet those ones.
Yes, the weight versus the weight versus the weight.
Just that gust of wind just pushed it down at the last second and just...
It was a beautiful, and it's also a beautifully timed move from the cutter there, just to wait that extra half second, give herself a bit more time to leave her defender on the break side, but it was just that last little... These devilish gusts of wind are making fools of everybody every now and then, unfortunately.
Wilson having a look. Dragon Slayers moving it quickly. Good leading pass by Seb Jordan to Christina Van. Jordan having a second go. Catch. Knight looking to point and shoot. Christine Van doing a lot of work this time. Miranda Wang gets a block on that one. Not much cutters heading towards her, so she obliges, gives her the reset. Brown, he's got Wilson one out with Jordan deep. Looks short to Coe, but doesn't quite get the distance.
Yeah, it's certainly giving, we're 12-5 up, so we'll be a little bit less precise than we may be in a tighter situation from Kelvin's Angels.
10. Lots of cutters hitting the high side, fakes it to try and move the defence, but none of them really bite too hard. Knight, centre field now, 15 from goal. Jordan puts it towards the end zone. The cutter has to pull up, and on the second effort there, Samantha going full stretch. Really, away with Lamb, sorry. Going full stretch, saving that one to get the score to 12-6.
And once again, one of those just great heads-up plays from the stack. They're just the awareness from the Dragon Slayers is helping them with these 1%ers. And obviously you can't predict this kind of stuff, but it makes a big difference to always be aware that the disc may be coming to you and you may be called upon at the last minute.
Yep, might not be your choice.
No, exactly right. Well, well done by the Dragon Slayers there to remain in it. They did get a bit of a gift from Kelvin's Angels in terms of a dropped pass in the end zone. But to their credit, they worked it all the way up the field and really nice score in the end.
So 12-6 the score now. So we do a quick around the grounds check. We know that a couple of games are wrapped up already. We have Southern Hills Summit up 9-5 over Yappy Burrows. Monash Uni 9-3 over Ballarat. Still 2 more games to go, so Kununyi and Mr. Worldwide about to get underway in their crossover. And we're going to do our best to squeeze in one more crossover game on the stream, Adobo versus Ravens Ultimate, but the tournament director is nervously looking at the sun's angle and going, oh, I don't know if we'll get this in before sunset, but we'll see how this game plays out.
Now, one of the underrated jobs of a tournament director is you're also a meteorologist, all while trying to run an event. So, don't envy you on that front, Simon.
The Dragon Slayers with the zone, and Sound's just gone for that short range forehand, falling short of due, and so not saying that
foul on the throw potentially being called.
Yeah, so I think she's just completely unintentional, but I think that Van might have clipped Yadna's arm on the wind-up. But so yeah, accepted foul call. I haven't seen Yadna throw many of those once away before, so would have been a very uncharacteristic error. Fires through to Phillip. He's got 2 cutters heading deep and away, but they're both covered well. Lots of space open in the middle here. Bucks are heading low side. Lewis Lai. Yadna.
Yeah, nice play here from Kelvin's Angels as they go to the end zone. Oh, Mickael Lau leaves it behind. Swing and a miss. And that's another goal for Kelvin's Angels in the upwind space. Nice passage of play there from Kelvin's Angels. They really were very happy to squeeze it through a couple of tight gaps. But once again, we've seen the biggest success that they've had is when they can lose some meters, go around and find a new angle of attack.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Lucky that Lau just had a hole in his left one for that one.
Yep.
But well read all the way by the receiver to put themselves in with a chance to bring it in. And they're edging closer to 15 now.
Yeah.
And it seems quite likely that they will get there before.
I think so. The 13-6 in the score. So 2 goals to get. And with this margin being what it is, Dragon Slayers would have to get at least 5 back to continue the game past time cap. So we'll just sort of wear that. And I mean, it's still 13 minutes to time cap. So whether it sort of peters out to time cap or whether they just said, let's get this done and get home early.
That question certainly would help you out from a tournament organising perspective, so maybe you can send those vibes into the field.
Yeah, Phil's hunting for a block now, so I reckon they're keen to get going. That's gone high. Brung has to have a second go at it, but had the boundary and Samuel Lee to contend with as well. Phillip, he's got plenty of cutters hanging away from him, too. He's got Cheese, got Hammerhand. They both raffle it off. A couple of cutters are just sort of parked in the end zone here. Big roundy crash field shot. What a catch by Miranda Wang.
Fantastic.
I thought that has gone over her for sure, but she's just stuck the juke up at the last second and it is stuck like Velcro.
Yeah, and we have seen a few, I would describe them as uncharacteristic drops from Miranda Wang today. Just a couple of low passes that she hasn't been able to reel in, but that is, for me, bread and butter from Miranda Wang. Fantastic receiver, really, really sticky hands and great under pressure, weird angles.
Yeah.
I can see why Josh Phillip put that disc to her because she's a very trusted receiver and you can see why based on that catch.
It's the ones you don't have time to think about that you catch.
Yeah.
Like, nah, just pure reaction. No thinking about it, no having to watch the disc into your hands, just see disc, get disc.
See disc, get disc.
Yeah.
And yeah, interesting. I mean, it's now Kelvin's Angels are now. It's probably 3 on the trot.
Yep.
So knocking on the door of a win here and a berth in the quarterfinals for this tournament.
Yeah. So 14-6 the score. So we tick over 70 minutes. I think, as we said before, are they hungry enough to close this out? And I think they are. So Lewis Lai absolutely sending it on the rundown.
Yes.
Knight. Great inside shot to Tam. Tam moves it, but hit the deck. And this could be it. Brown's taken off towards the end zone. Kat Buxer there as well. She's got to go early. David Knight coming across, but Buxer reels it in.
And speaking of trusted receivers, I mean, Kat Buxter in the air, really fantastic. No fear there, grabbing it even despite closing coverage from Knight. And what a great way to finish the game.
So 15-6, Kelvin's Angels run our way with this game. I think the tournament director's made the call. We are going to go ahead with this last game, so we're going to have a very quick turnaround. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes with our final crossover game for the day. Ravens versus Adobo. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Alti.tv